These practices can help individuals connect with their ancestors and help them to gain guidance and support. So these are more some of the specific rituals that are carried out. Now, in some traditions, such as shamanic journeys and other kinds of traditions, they use spirit realm to communicate with ancestors. Again, I know for many people from particular cultures, that again suddenly might conjure up some weird, strange, dark idea. Again, I can say that because I know I grew up, with that idea that anything to do with ancestors, you need to run a mile. It's something that is connecting with evil spirits.
And I want to believe that in the African diaspora specifically, we need to talk about this conversation often. You might ask why? Why? Because of the peculiarity of our history, where we are coming from, and the circumstances surrounding also our experience in where we live. In that, like I was just saying before, by talking of the ancestors, we are talking of who have been here before us. What have they done? And how can we benefit from the knowledge that they left behind? One time, I was telling my guests, just a kind of a reflection in Obehi podcast, that if we abandon our ancestors, by extension, abandon our culture, our way of life, our history, and our tradition as a people, and we want to have peace, it is going to be impossible, because we are going to find our peace, we are going to find our way in this world through the history that have been laid down through generations upon generations. So it's going to be very important for us that from time to time we touch some of this argument that for some people might be difficult to comprehend. How can you be talking about ancestors? Some people will say, well, we need to talk about it because we are talking about our history. We are talking about where we are coming from. We are talking about the blood that is running in our vein. Now, why don't we look at it like this, dear Gloria? What would you say about maybe the specific practices or rituals that are commonly involved in ancestral healing? How do they contribute to the healing process? Help us understand that.
Thank you, Obehi. And as I was telling you earlier, each question that you ask me can take 2 hours for me to answer, but I'll try to compress it and see if I can give as much information within a short time. So, ancestral healing involves honoring and respecting one's ancestors. Like, it can include creating what is called in the profession an ancestral altar in the home, where you may offer food, prayer, and other items to your ancestors. And I know for some people that might sound, a bit weird. And even for others, it may include visiting the graves of their ancestors. Again, for some people, this may sound macabre or unseeming and frightening based on the myths and negative views that we've grown up with. It's useful to remember that in traditional places of worship, such as churches, mosques, temples, that burning candles, drinking wine, offering food are all rituals. Breaking bread, they're used to honor spirit and God. This is no different. It's just some of the very negative connotations that have been put on it. Many ancestral healing practitioners, particularly with myself, when I do sessions, it involves prayer. Again, I'm an ordained minister, and it doesn't clash with that. Meditation, and these practices can help individuals connect with their ancestors and help them to gain guidance and support. So these are more some of the specific rituals that are carried out. Now, in some traditions, such as shamanic journeys and other kinds of traditions, they use spirit realm to communicate with ancestors. Again, I know for many people from particular cultures, that again suddenly might conjure up some weird, strange, dark idea. Again, I can say that because I know I grew up, with that idea that anything to do with ancestors, you need to run a mile. It's something that is connecting with evil spirits. Again, I hate to say, some of these myths and ideas were brought in when Christianity was brought to us, because the whole idea was that we needed to turn away from all our traditional ways in order to accept this new religion. I'm not here to cast aspersion on any religion, but I'm just giving some facts. Again, you can look this up yourself. Many ancestral healing practices involve releasing negative feelings or thoughts, and the rituals that help individuals let go of these negative energies and patterns include prayer, all the things I just mentioned earlier. These are symbolic rituals, and they can include burning herbs, cutting cords of, you can do a cord and then you cut it, as a symbol of cutting off away from negative thoughts and feelings. And some of these initiation rites of passage and ceremonies, they're all, you have to be able to think creatively, because I think one of the problems we have now is that we're so conditioned and conformed to doing very specific things and not able to think out of the box, so to speak. And it's not so much even thinking out of the box. For many of us who come from very strong, rich cultures and traditions, these things have already been around for centuries, for so long, before the new religions came about. So it's reconnecting to those systems, those ways of healing that our wonderful healed ancestors have engaged in, that serve them well. And all these things run through our DNA. They're already within us. That's why I said, like, for myself, something I hadn't even thought about throughout my life, when I finally made that connection, it was like a light bulb. A light was switched on. And okay, I'll stop there. I don't want to just keep talking at you.